Hey Sag, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm gonna check the energy, past, present, future, how you see yourself at this time. External influences, hopes, fears, overall outcome. Got the medicine cards here. I'm gonna pull a couple of them. Hope you're all having a good day. First card out, the devil. Happy birthday guys as well if it's your season. Obviously, forgot to wish off you because a happy birthday off you, because if you're here, happy birthday. Depending on what astrology you resonate with. The devil, 9 of Wands. It's quite a combative energy. It feels like you're really having to guard something you're creating right now to protect your energy, to protect your ideas. Be mindful of who you're telling things to. There's an opportunity for you to really nurture your passions, nurture yourself, tend to yourself, water your own garden. It feels like certain individuals may be moving away from you, or you could be feeling guided to set boundaries with certain people, places, or things. This opportunity is bigger than you realize. It feels like some of you are being guided to go into the void at this time, to transform, to alchemize some situation, something that seems like a problem, a burden, an issue. Whatever this is, the way that you're looking at things, the way that you feel about things is going to have an impact on how things unfold. 4-4. Something that's made you feel unstable has happened so that you can become stable, so that you can find some true stability. I'm being guided not to come off these two cards. I want to pull the next card, but it's like, no. This is one of the key messages here. Right now, in the present moment, there's an opportunity for you to transcend, transform, completely change something, alchemize something. This could be one of the biggest transformations you've ever gone through. And it feels like it's going to happen rapidly, that you've done the prep work. But now it's time to go into, it does feel like into the void, into the cave, that bare energy, the womb of the mother, hibernation, to really integrate something, let go what needs to be let go of. It's time to put your purpose first. It feels like there's things you'd rather be doing, or things you've been programmed to want to do throughout the day. Maybe you got a schedule, you see a certain person every Tuesday at 3 o'clock, or you go for tea with somebody, or you have certain hobbies that you do, something that you enjoy doing, something that's just habit, whatever it is. It's like there's a chance, there's an opportunity to rewrite something, to clear the slate, clean the slate, create a new schedule, a new blueprint. But it means coming away from people, places, and things that are committed to keeping you as an old version of yourself. Even if it's for a short period of time, it's bigger than you right now. There's something, maybe obviously the collective reason, or maybe it's something personal, maybe both. How if someone loses a job, they could sit for weeks upset, feeling like they got rejected, feeling like they've been hard done by, and sit for weeks in those feelings. I'm not saying to bypass any feelings. Feel what you feel. But it's like once you've done that, moving through those feelings. This, like, someone else could lose their job and then look at that as freedom of time, that they've now got time to create something better, that whatever is meant for them won't miss them, that if something's left, it was meant to leave. Not necessarily hunting for the why to things, and really trying to understand things to the point where you drive yourself mad. But choose just to anchor in the belief that everything works perfectly for you, everything works well. This may be an affirmation you should meditate on. That everything's working out in your favor, even if you can't see it. That spiritual warrior energy. Again, still don't want me to move from these two cards. Again, split the deck, Queen of Wands. What is this? This is weird energy. Some of you could have felt wiped out, knocked out. Something about my own personal things coming through that I'm being guided to share as an example. But I feel like, yeah, some of you could just be knocked out, feeling drained. Even with these readings, it's like I planned to do so many readings. Like yesterday I was like, okay, I'm just going to do the 13 signs. And I literally did one reading and I was wiped. Like I couldn't even open my eyes. I felt like I was drunk. I didn't drink, but I felt drunk. I was just completely drained. And there's been a lot going on, especially in dream time. It's like, know that certain energies don't necessarily want you doing what you're doing. And if there's some resistance, if there's some obstacle, yeah, follow your gut. Some things, there's resistance there because it's a sign that you shouldn't be going in that direction. But be mindful of what's coming from that place of fear. You could be experiencing some kind of psychic attack, some kind of just heavy energy. You know. Take care of your spiritual health. If you feel guided to rest, do so. Future energy, the Star. Freedom, liberation, that Aquarian energy. It feels like something is it's like you've had an upgrade. That's how it feels. Like how you update the computer. That's how, some software. I'm seeing something weird. I'm seeing someone in a UFO laying down in some glass thing. And it's like they walk in one person, they lay down. It's like they're asleep, but they're still like, they're asleep, but they're alive. But they're being fine-tuned with some kind of technology. And now, once they come out of that, it's like version 2.0. Something's been tweaked. Something's been shifted. DNA upgrade. This is a very liberating energy. Some of you could be touring, worldwide kind of energy. Something just reaching people on that scale. Maybe it is something to techie, something to do with tech. Some of you could be feeling a way about the split right now in terms of the tech land and Mama Earth. If you get this, you get this. If you don't, this just isn't for you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But it feels like you find a way to integrate something, to accept something, resistance to some things, resistance to everything. Some of you, it's like merging the two worlds. Or bringing some kind of education, some kind of consciousness to Techville. I don't know, it feels powerful. Maybe creating your own kind of software, maybe your own app, maybe just the way you're doing something, it just feels different. It's keeping something alive. It's like keeping tradition alive. Okay, I'm not even into this, but something that's coming up. I used to be obsessed with Runway. Obviously, finding out the truth of certain things is slightly triggering now. Can't really watch it. I know too much about things to enjoy, you know, the suffering that goes with that. But I remember seeing something, I can't remember what it was exactly, but it was Donatella Versace, and she was saying how she has to stay current. She always has to stay ahead of the game. That you have to be continuously evolving, continuously changing, continuously adapting to be one step ahead of the times, to keep things up to date. But it's like, regardless of how futuristic something is, you can see the essence of Versace in it. Versace. I don't know how to say it. Versace. I don't know. But either way, you can see that in it. And there's something about that. It's like something traditional, something maybe in terms of honouring your ancestors or honouring a value, something very human, but being able to keep that current with some kind of integration of these things that maybe once you didn't want to be involved in. It's like, another example, there's certain products that I want to sell, certain things I want to put out there, but I won't use certain platforms because I don't agree with what they're doing. Then it's like looking into things, all these many companies, most of the companies around the world are run by the same company. So when you really look back at the money flow of things, as much as you think you're investing in someone that's not doing something bad, the people that own that company at the back end are still doing something. So it's like, and then it's like, if you don't put them things out, you're not getting your message out. And something come to me about, you got to use the good. You got to use the good and you got to use the bad. Use whatever you can to bring about the good. But if there's resources there or something there that you can use to help bring some good about, regardless if you disagree with some elements of that, do what you can, use what you have. If you haven't got your own platform yet, or you can't afford to do that, or if you haven't got your own, whatever it is, like say you're publishing a book and you need to put that out, or something in the music industry, something to do with theatre. Maybe you don't agree with certain ways that things are run, but in order for you to run something the way you want to run it, be resourceful. And that doesn't mean moving out of integrity. There's things that you can say no to. It's like, but don't cut off your nose to spite your face in some way. Don't cut off your options. And the best way to do that is seeing everything through a balanced mind. It's like, I've learned a lot of life lessons from people that have made terrible mistakes, people that have done things that are seen as and that are wrong. And some of those people have been my greatest teachers. But if I had said, I don't like what you done, so I'm not going to learn from you, and I just switched off from that energy, then I wouldn't have had those lessons. The same way it's like how people don't want to see, this is coming up again. This is a weird reading, guys. I don't know who this is for, the Emperor, or what's going through, who this is for, but I'm just going to flow with it. That we look away from things to save ourselves having to feel that. So it's like, I don't want to use certain businesses because I don't agree with what they're doing, so I want to like just look the other way. But if we keep looking the other way and never really bring things to light, then how is anything ever going to change? And even in terms of what's going on in the world now, it's like, I thought I wanted to rush and just live somewhere off grid and, do you know what I mean, like live a happy little life. And it's like, yeah, cool, there is that. I don't want to watch the news, I don't want to see any of that. But it's like, that's not actually what I want or what's fulfilling as a human. It's like, you have to be able to, well, you don't have to, but it depends on what you're here to do and what you want to do. But for me personally, I needed to learn how to witness pain. Because if you can't witness pain, how can you help in painful situations? If you can't face the fact that there's good and bad on the planet, if you're slyly in denial about that, or just keeping completely in some kind of illusion by staying in your own little world, it's like, how can you ever make any changes? So at first I thought it was like, I can't really speak about these things. I don't want to, that there's only so much that I can handle. And the way to fix that, I thought, was to spend more time in my own happy place than in reality. But actually it's an integration of both, that I can be in my happy place whilst in that reality. I'd rather be able to be present. Is that if we all just run away every time there's a problem, nothing will ever shift. And there's something about that. Like, one of my things is fears of authority. I've had some kind of, and it affects my daily decisions because of things I've seen. Now the more I learn, it's like the ancestral thing, like being of Romany descent, 500 years of chattel slavery, Caribbean descent, obviously same thing. And it's like, you start to really see how you're showing up in this life and the effects of ancestral trauma. And for a long time I didn't understand why certain things bothered me so much, when a lot of the things that I have such nightmares about I haven't been through personally. But then it starts to make sense that we do carry those memories with us ancestrally, like passed down through each generation. And it feels like there's something here where you're not getting in your own way anymore. That there's a chance to really bring the essence of you alive. It does feel like in honor of you and yours. Something you're creating, it's just so you. And it feels like Source is putting you in a place where you are left with no option but to chuck out and chuck away the things that don't resonate with this, because it's bigger than you. This does feel like something connected to purpose. I've got goosebumps. It's cold out here, but it's not that kind of goosebumps. Pass the energy, please. Yeah, 6 of Swords. Having less has guided you to go within. It's like there needed to be a period of rest. Feels like you wouldn't have slowed down if you had no option but to slow down. Maybe something was taken away from you. It could be finance. Maybe there's been some struggle in finance. You've had no choice but to turn down invitations or do less than you want to do. In that time you've done less than you want to do. It's been highlighted to you what needs to change, what needs to go. This feels like it's happened all pretty quickly. December, January, it's like a whole new world. You need to get things in order. That's what's coming through. Getting something in order. There's no time for games here, guys. It's like if there's someone that's pulling you down, set boundaries with that. Yeah, change is taking place in the physical. Things are happening to balance, so you can find balance, physically find balance. It feels like you're integrating something emotionally and now you're going to be integrating something physically that you've prepared internally. It's like if you start a job as a firefighter, you're going to go and train how to put out a fire before you go in there. You're not just going to be called out, or maybe you are, I don't know how it works, but in my head logically, you're not just going to be called out to go and put out a fire if you've never put out a practice fire before. It feels like you've been learning how to put out these fires. You've been learning how to do something. It's rehearsal time, integrating something, building your strength, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, whatever it is. Releasing the weight, releasing the burden, shedding. Seeing who's true and who's not. Seeing who's genuine and who's not, and having to make some bold moves. People may be feeling a bit of a way about this. It feels like you know that. It feels like there's nothing you can do about it, and it may not make you happy, but it is what it is. That kind of energy. There's something that is bigger fish to fry. Good news about finances, offers coming your way. A hardworking, responsible youth with a mature attitude. This page can represent the need for a methodical approach when dealing with cash. A further meaning is a student or being a learner in a given situation. Feels like within days, maybe a week, maybe a month. No, it's not a month, it's like days. You go from feeling completely vulnerable. It's like an optimistic, childlike student mentality, waiting to be told for instruction, waiting to be told what to do, where to look, how to do something, waiting to be led, feeling like you're ready now to be led to do or guided through something. Yeah, King of Cups. But it's gonna shock you. There could be some anxiety because it's like you're gonna realize your own power. It feels like you could have been in denial about your own power. Seeing this lack in the past as a reflection of your power, of your worth. It wasn't. It was preparation. It's like certain things needed to happen, that changes weren't being made. So certain things had to be taken, certain things had to be stopped, certain things had to be shifted, where you had no option but to make the decision which actually you wanted to make that was best for you. But it feels like it's going to be kind of alarming when you realise this level up, when you realise your true power, and it's something you're already sitting on, but it's just the way you're seeing yourself. Maybe because the way things are physically, it could be fooling you to your own potential, your own power, your own strength. External influences, 3 of Swords. Heartbreak. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Again, this isn't going to resonate for everyone, the will, yeah? This isn't going to resonate for everyone, but be mindful. Be mindful of any little Tom, Dick and Harry coming in trying to throw you off your shit, because it's like this is not higher perspective. You hear the birds. I don't know if you can hear that. There's something, I know who's over, I'm pointing at the birds. There's something, do you know your worth? Like, remember who the F you are. Remember who the F you are. 3 of Swords. People could be toying with your emotions. Remember, anyone that can move you emotionally is the master of your emotions. Remember your worth. People that you could be feeling rejected by, it's like, actually, they were rejected by source for you. They needed to go. If you was going to walk into something and it wasn't up to scratch, trust that situation's fallen apart because there's something better here. Don't settle. Know your worth. There's been too much hard work put in just to go back to some slapdash attitude when it comes to business, romance, friendships, whatever it is. This is a huge turning point. There's no time for scatty. Do what you're doing, do it intentionally. If you're not doing it intentionally, why are you doing it? And again, this isn't always the case. It doesn't have to be that serious. Do what you want. But this is the message for this point, this time. This is what's coming through. Of course, we can just do things because we enjoy doing them. But I'm not getting into the politics of things. It's just, this is what the cards are saying. This is what the message is coming through. Make intentional action. If you want to have a relationship for the long term, you want a long-term relationship, but you're entertaining people, multiple people say, or sleeping around, or going on dates, which is nothing wrong with either of them things, but that's not what you actually desire. You desire something like long-term. Then it's like you're actually manifesting something else because your actions, your thoughts and your feelings are aligned with these short-term in and outs. Prepare yourself for what you truly want and don't settle. And that's going to be different for everyone. Maybe you feel guided to date and that's how you're going to meet someone. Maybe you do feel guided to sleep with someone and that's going to be your long term. Like, you got to follow your gut. But there's something about, don't just do something for the sake of doing it. As a time filler. To scratch your itch. It's like, have discipline at this time. There's something better coming in. Saggy. Okay, some of you could be going in and out of situations because it's easier for you to make something temporary than for you to feel trapped. It's like it's easier if someone leaves you than you to be stuck in something. It feels like commitment phobe kind of energy, but you desire a commitment. Little conflicting. Some of you could cheat, or some of you could find yourself keep being cheated on. Why? Why do you keep cheating? Why do you keep getting cheated on? And I get, well, because this one did this and that one did that. Oh, because whatever. But why? Why at the root? Because there's something about that. It feels like there's something you contend to right now. The Empress. I've had no building work all day. I can hear the drill. Come, guys. Yeah, the Empress, the Fool. There's something you need to make a decision on. It's like, you be the change. Make the change. Prepare yourself for what's coming in. And it can be anything. Most of the time it's just not feeling enough, not feeling worthy. And I get that's not easy. I relate to that. I was a sex addict for years. Like, I've been celibate for 5, but I was a sex addict for like over 10 years. So I fully understand that some things, it's like, it feels like that's just how you are. But it's like the reason for that is usually feeling ungrounded. It feels like there's an opportunity for you to ground yourself, for you to change something, to get to the root of it. And it feels like this could be difficult because there's a lot going on right now. The Magician. It feels like there's a lot going on right now. It's like you're being asked to be your most vibrant, happy, passionate self at a time when maybe everything's falling apart, your heart's broken, the physical's not intact how you want it to be. And it's like, if anything else could go wrong kind of energy, it's gone wrong. And you're being asked at this time to say thank you. Like, thank you. In that kind of blind faith. It's like trust. Trust. That if you dwell on that situation, you're going to see more of it. And there's a reason why the old is broken, while the old is shattered. Everything's had to crumble away. Even the kind of relationships maybe that you're attracting, or something that you feel like you want, why is this not working? It's not working because you wanted something different to work. And that is working. So don't get frustrated at the last minute. Yeah, Temperance. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords. Queen of Swords. The Moon. You know, it's like you know what needs to end. A way of thinking, a way of either thinking of someone or dwelling on something burdensome, something's done with, over with. It feels like the best way to stop thinking about something is to think about something else. Not letting your mind take over you in some way at this time. Finding balance. It's not that you're doing something wrong. It's just a lesson of patience. Follow your gut. You know this intuitively. Some of you being prepared for a leadership position. The wolf's jumping out at me on this. Is it a dog, wolf? Well, they come through like a wolf. Crossroads. End to confusion. If you're not already feeling some clarity, you're going to be feeling that in the next few days. It feels like it has been heavy, a heavy energy, like a dark cloud over your head in the void, fighting demons, but something's shifting. It's a lighter energy, Ace of Pentacles. Sag, the turtle, love that, Mother Earth. If you draw the turtle card, it augurs a time of connecting with the power of Earth and the Mother Goddess within. This is a reminder of the ally you have in Mother Earth. It does not matter what situation you have created. Ask her for assistance and abundance will follow. Also, it's like the corn that is harvested before its time is not yet full. However, if it's given the chance to develop at its own rate in its own season, the sweetness will be shared by all. Trust your own timing. Maybe you'll be comparing yourself to others. Trust that everything's working out for you in the best way possible. That the outcome of your actions isn't a reflection of your worth. Like, reprogramming is not an instant thing. It can be, but for many of us, it can be a never-ending spiral. So it's just like, remember why you started and trust that beautiful things are coming in. I'm going to leave it there. If this did resonate with you, like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you soon. Sending so much love.